You wanna be in the video? You wanna be in the video? Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. Attack on Titan is a series that follows Eren Yeager as he finds out the mysteries of the Titans, who are these man-eating creatures that come from beyond the wall. And the series follows him as they kill Titans and figure out the mystery of the Titans. That's the basic explanation I can give of the series without really giving spoilers. So on that note, there are going to be some spoilers, not too many in this. So if you haven't seen Attack on Titan or you're not caught up and you want to be, I would recommend maybe not watching this, but it shouldn't be that much spoilers. So when Attack on Titan came out, it was in 2013. It was very huge when it first came out. I went to the con scene at that time and it was everywhere. I really feel like Attack on Titan is a great anime to look at if you wanted to get an idea of what anime of the early 2010s was like, because another big anime at that time was Tokyo Ghoul, which kind of has a similar premise of man-eating ghouls. So the very first reason why I love Attack on Titan might be a tiny bit controversial, but when it comes to anime, I absolutely hate fan service in it and just unneeded kind of tropes. Fan service, lewd type scenes, things like that. I absolutely hate that in anime. I really feel like it detracts from the anime, especially when it's a very, very serious anime. And that's part of why I love Attack on Titan, because it really doesn't have the exploitation of females in it, but it also doesn't have those overabundance of fan service in series like you can see like Kakagure, and a lot of series over time end up doing this to kind of appease fans, because that's kind of what the fans want and start giving into that. You can also see a little bit of this happen with animes such as My Hero Academia, and it's just something that I absolutely don't like. And I really love that Attack on Titan was very consistent with keeping that out of the series. I don't think you really need to exploit female characters, which a lot of animes do, even ones that I do love, to have a good series. And Attack on Titan, I really think, is a great display of that. I love the characters in Attack on Titan and how they're done. And this isn't saying that I love the characters in terms of I love all the characters. I love that every character in Attack on Titan has a point and also has a very gradual growth to them that is very organic feeling. Every character in Attack on Titan has a purpose, even if the purpose is to just be eaten by a Titan. And even characters that are kind of annoying, such to me Mikasa from season 1 through 3, have a purpose, which you see her purpose and get a really in-depth look at her character in more the end of season 3 into season 4. Armin's another one who has a very important purpose, and even characters that were in the background from season 1 to 2 end up having a very important purpose later on. Every character has a purpose in the story, and that's something that is really great. Sometimes with animes, having characters have individual focus on them is something that's rough and animes have a hard time doing. You do see in a lot of animes such as Bleach where the characters just grow exponentially for absolutely no reason. And in Attack on Titan, they grow very slowly and it feels very organic and natural. Every character does have a purpose, even if it is a simple purpose such as being eaten by Titans, and feels like a throwaway, but it's absolutely not a throwaway. I actually don't think there's many throwaway characters in Attack on Titan, as you can see in other animes, which is very sad in those animes, but Attack on Titan does a really good job on staying consistent with their characters and having a slow growth that feels organic and natural. Point number 3, and this might be another kind of hot take, I absolutely love the plot of Attack on Titan. Now, if you actually haven't seen Attack on Titan in the most recent years, there kind of is a flip of plot in season 4, and I absolutely love the flip of the plot. I think it's something that is not explored too often anymore, and I absolutely love the overall theme and what it's trying to teach people. I think it kind of goes over a lot of people's heads, but I absolutely love the plot, and it keeps me on edge, and it keeps me wanting to know more. Attack on Titan is a very easy to binge anime because it constantly makes you wanting to know more. Because up till season 4, you're wondering what is in the basement. I was on Tumblr when the basement secret was revealed, and everyone said that nothing was in the basement. But there's something huge in the basement that changes the trajectory of the series. And I don't know why that was a thing, and it drives me crazy to this day that people were saying there was nothing in the basement when there absolutely something was in the basement that actually changed the trajectory of the series and changed Eren Yeager and how he was going to continue on with the series. The plot also helps mold the characters, which is something that you don't necessarily see in every series. The plot kind of like exists, but the characters don't sort of interact with the plot, or it doesn't change the characters, if that makes sense. So when this basement secret was revealed in the end of season 3, I believe, it really changed Eren and how he viewed and went forward. Some people absolutely hate that, and I absolutely loved that. It was very organic feeling, and it just added so much unique characteristics to Eren, who up to that point was just a kind of normal shonen kind of protagonist. I think it added a lot of depth to his character, and I absolutely love season 4 Eren Yeager, and I think it felt very natural for him, especially if you're paying attention to his characteristics and how he was growing and acting in season 1 through 3, and then the switch in season 4 makes a lot of sense. I absolutely love dark animes. I love animes that don't necessarily have a happy ending because it is more true to real life. Like, some of my favorite animes are animes like Death Note and Terror in the Resonance, which do not have happy endings and are darker animes. Attack on Titan sort of fits in that mold of being a darker anime, which is why I absolutely love it. Darker animes is something that we're really missing in the current time periods of animes. Anime right now is at a very weird period where everything just feels very tropey and goofy. I'm really hoping that we do end up at a time going back to that early 2010s sort of era where we had a lot of really good dark animes, or we get more diversity, because right now the diversity isn't that great. But that's kind of why I love Attack on Titan, and I love that season 4 is premiering right now because I love the darkness. I love it. It's just so good. This anime actually ages super well. I actually recently just watched season 1 through 3 actually twice, and it ages really, really well. Part of that is because of the way that the characters slowly evolve with the plot. I guess that's how you say it, but how they slowly become engulfed with the plot, and that the plot is something that is applicable to time. It is trying to teach us something, but I think a lot of people miss the message of that, and it's something that's not going to be dated. It's something that we're always going to have to deal with, which is why I think that it's continue to age really well. I could definitely say some of the other animes have not aged that well, such as Tokyo Ghoul from that time period, but Attack on Titan I think is going to be a classic that's going to continue to age well. Even some of my favorite animes, like my top favorite anime, which I might do a list on that later, is Naruto, and some scenes of Naruto do not age well. But I think Attack on Titan is going to continue to age well because of the plot and what it has to teach us. So this is a huge spoiler for season 4 of Attack on Titan. If you have not seen Attack on Titan for season 4 or do not want to be spoiled, do not watch this part. I absolutely love Eren in season 4. I know it's controversial that some people do not like him because they want him to be that tropey kind of anime protagonist that he kind of was in season 1 through 3. But if you actually watch the series and pay close attention to him, the transition from being a anime kind of protagonist that wants to save everyone to wanting to kill everybody makes a absolute perfect sense. He's always wanted basically genocide because he's always talked about wanting to kill all the Titans. So to have the flip of wanting to kill everybody versus just kill the Titans is very organic and natural for him. It completely subverts our expectations of what we expect to happen in the series versus what actually happens. And that's why it's a very binge worthy or able to binge series, because you're constantly on edge trying to figure out what's going to happen and you want to continue and learn. So that's my very basic explanation of why I absolutely love this series. I think it is deserving of a top spot in terms of all-time anime because it's just so good. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. I would love to go more deep and just talk, I don't know, just talk without like more of a format, just go talk about it because I absolutely love talking about this series. But let me know your opinions of this series down below, and if you like this video, please give it a like. And let me know if there's any other series you would like me to talk about in the future, and if there's any kind of videos you would like to see from me in the future. So without that, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day or night, whatever it is for you guys.